The Goodwood hill climb course may be only 1.1 miles long, but with a 300-foot rise from start to finish, mastering it is no mean feat. And who better to talk us up it than the 2012 champion, Anthony Reid.
You can lose a lot of time very quickly here. Every corner counts. First corner, very easy to overdrive. The second corner gives you the launch down the big straight going to Molecombe Corner. Molecombe, people think it's a left-hand corner. It's not. It's a right-hand curve, followed immediately by a left-hand corner. Really, really demanding. Then, of course, you've got the Flint Wall, and everyone knows what that corner's like. Puts out the men from the boys. The last two corners, really, really important if you're going to seal a good lap, is to take the last curve flat. In a quick car, you'll be doing 150 miles an hour as you cross the finish line. So, all in all, really fast, potentially dangerous, all the elements that test the skills of a professional driver.
Well, there is Nick Heidfeld's record, 41.6 seconds. This year's car's unlikely to get close to that, but it's all about who's fastest in 2013. With no Anthony Reid competing, Gary Ward was finally hoping to take the title, but Molecombe got the better of him, and his chance would have to wait for another year. Matteo Tullio set the early pace in his March Chevrolet, soon eclipsed by Chris Connolly in the Vauxhall Forenza. Paul Knapfield was absolutely flying with the Ferrari 312 PB, taking over at the top of the timesheets. But it was short-lived as Andy Willis blitzed his way into the lead by more than a second in the Tyrrell Cosworth. But with a host of quick men still to race, the outcome was anything but certain. Andrew Coley is your commentator for the climax to this year's hill climb.
Rod Millen approaches the finish line in the electric Toyota. He's going to go fastest. How much by? 2.92 seconds. Great run for Rod Millen. Last year ended up, of course, in the hay bales. This year, he's fastest so far in the electric Toyota. 5 cars to go. The 5 fastest over the weekend so far. This is Alex Buncombe in the GTR GT3. Then we have Daniel Lloyd in the Porsche 911. Johnny Cocker in the electric Lola. Justin Law in the Jaguar Group C, and Gregory Gilbert in that incredible 208 T16. Rear-wheel drive for this car, 4-wheel drive for the road car, but not allowed in GT3 rules from FIA. Breaking down his plus 0.46 of a second. He's going to need to really push up through the Flint Wall section, into the darkness, on the brakes, through the right and the left, and away on the gas. And he's up by 0.05 of a second. Great job by Buncombe in the central section of the hill. Just 2 turns to go. Is he going to pit Miller, knock the electric car off the top of the timesheets, over the line for Buncombe? And he does go fastest by 0.21 of a second. Great drive in the GT Nissan. Daniel Lloyd to the line in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. He races this car in the Porsche Carrera Cup GB. Be a great result for Porsche, of course, with their celebrations this weekend at Goodwood. Sequential gearbox, wonderful sound. Bit sideways on the exit of the first corner. Takes some grass as well, runs really wide, but manages to keep it on the tarmac. Flat out under the footbridge. Here's that tricky braking zone, so braking over a crest to the right and then in towards the left at Molecombe. And he's up by 0.18 of a second. Lots of steering input through there. Trying really hard. Lloyd now looking to improve on his result from last year. Look at the difference of the darkness. Really close to the wall. Carries great speed through there. Up by just 0.05 of a second. Left-hander to go. Touch of the rev limiter. Can he pit Buncombe's time or not? This is going to be really, really close. Oh, loads of steering input over the line. Flat out. And he loses time. He loses time through that last left-hander, plus 0.57 of a second. And Lloyd won't take the win this year. Silently away from the line. What a contrast. Johnny Cocker in the Lola Drayson, another electric vehicle. This one used to have a 5.5-litre biofuel Judd engine in it. Now fully converted to electric. Lord Drayson using the car as a test bed for future technology. Look at the steering input and the vibration as well. That's all you've got to tell how quickly the car is going with the lack of noise. Oh, again, a little bit of steering input on the exit from Molecombe up into the darkness and just whistles past the crowd. Eerily silent, but super fast. Gives the wall a wide berth. Minus 0.22 of a second, so the electric vehicle is up. We've got another fast run from an electric car at Goodwood. Left-hander to go for Cocker. Flat out, although no noise, over the line. He's fastest, 0.45 of a second up. Another electric vehicle puts in a stunning run up the Goodwood hill climb. Maybe we will see a battery-powered victory here. Not if Justin Law has anything to say about it. Knows this car well, of course, off the line. The Jaguar XJR 8/9. Won the World Sports Car Championship 1987 as an 8 and then was converted into the 9 spec. Loads of input on the steering through the first turn. Listen to it wailing away now. V12 up Park straight. Incredibly quick on the brakes. Car looks really planted. He's up by 0.44 of a second as he goes through Moulcombe. Opens up the throttle hard up the hill again. Screams past the crowd. Through the Flint wall. No moment there. Looking like a great run. It is indeed. He's 1.13 of a second up now. Law looks to be going to go fastest on this run. Just the left-hander to go. He was third in 2012. Surely it's going to be better this year. It is 1.39 seconds faster. 141 miles per hour, and there's just one car to go. Law is guaranteed a second place. Will it be first, or will this fantastic piece of machinery be able to pip in? Gregory Gilbert in the Peugeot 208 T16. This car is incredible. Sebastian Loeb, the 9-time World Rally Champion, recently used it to smash the hill record at the Pikes Peak hill climb. Gilbert's been fastest all weekend in the qualifying times. Flat out up Park Straight. Braking now, looks it's so different to all the other cars, that high rear wing. He's up by a mile, 1,000 brake horsepower per tonne. Paddle shift gearbox, tiny little inputs on the steering. It looks very, very nervous on board, but we know it's capable of the time. Here comes the split, and he's down. He's down by 0.05 of a second. He's going to lose this. He's been quickest all weekend. It looks like Law's going to beat him. It's going to be incredibly close as he comes up over the line. The hay flies into the air. The clock stops. And he's second. Gilbert drops loads of time at the top of the hill. 1.37 seconds slower. Law is the fastest in the Jaguar. Congratulated by his fellow competitors. Great job. Justin Law then takes the win. 45.95. Gregory Gilbert is second. And Johnny Cocker is third.
I know you have wanted that for a long time.
I did. I thought there's been some quick times this weekend, and I didn't think I was going to get it, but there you go. It went in my favour.
It did. And I mean, what a run that was. It was tough.
It was pretty scary, actually. Yeah, it's amazingly, your tyres are still cold, and it's still very slippy. So with a hill climb like this, you just don't know what you've got until you're in that first corner. And then you kind of learn every corner at a time. So, but that went really well. I'm very pleased with that.
Well, this is the point as we draw to the end of the festival weekend where we wonder whether it's been the best ever, and in temperatures of 90 degrees, this glorious sunshine, it does feel extra special this weekend.
It does, and I just can't think of a better way than for Goodwood to celebrate 20 years of the Festival of Speed, really.
And how have you celebrated? You've been up the hill more than a few times.
I've been up the hill a lot this weekend, actually. But I have to say, for me, one of the highlights was going up with Sir Chris Hoy in the Jaguar.
And you've driven the hill for the first time as well.
Yes.
I remain the eternal passenger. This is drawing to a close, but on the weekend of September 13, 14 and 15, the Goodwood Revival, quite simply the best historic race meeting in the world. We'll be there for ITV4. Goodbye till then.